Ever picked a fight with someone who looked like easy pickings, only to realize you've just signed your own doom slip? Yeah, today we're diving into that territory. The ones who keep their power on silent mode till it's time to wreck some fools. These MCs sit back, look weak as a kitten, and just when you're laughing, bam, they remind everyone who the real powerhouse is. Buckle up, because these surprises come with serious smackdowns. But before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss another awesome video like this.
Number 10, Gun X Sword. Kicking off our countdown at number 10 is Van from Gun X Sword. At first sight, Van looks like some lanky drifter who's had way too much coffee and not enough sleep, wandering from town to town in his tuxedo and hat, ordering nothing but condiments at restaurants, and falling asleep at the most random moments. He seems more like a weird tourist than a threat. Most people write him off as just another oddball traveler, too busy wondering about his strange dining habits to take him seriously. But those who cross paths with this seemingly harmless wanderer quickly learn why he's earned the nickname Van of the Dawn. When pushed into a corner, this sleepy guy transforms into a demon with a sword, wielding his shape-shifting Dan with deadly precision that would make master swordsmen jealous.
Number 9, Isekai Cheat Magician. When Taichi and his childhood friend Rin were walking to school one day, a magic circle played a cosmic prank and yoinked them straight into another world called Altianuts. Just like that, their normal high school life turned into something straight out of a fantasy novel. While most people would have completely lost it, Taichi's mind went straight to protecting Rin, because apparently getting Isekai is the perfect time to realize you've got feelings for your bestie. But what nobody saw coming was that our seemingly ordinary high school student was about to turn into this world's biggest powerhouse. Taichi's got strength that makes veteran warriors do a double take, speed that leaves everyone seeing after images, and magical abilities that keep evolving to ridiculous levels. And the crazy part, all this power is just the beginning of what he can really do. Those who underestimate him based on his quiet demeanor quickly learn why that's a massive mistake.
Number 8, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. Coming in at number 8 is Diablo from How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. Two airhead girls thought they were summoning a heroic savior to bail them out of their mess, but instead they yanked the infamous Demon King Diablo into their world. Little did they know, beneath the menacing exterior was just Takuma Sakamoto, a socially inept gamer who only knew how to dominate in an MMORPG. Armed with maxed out stats, god tier items, and an arsenal of devastating spells that now work in real life, Sakamoto accidentally becomes the most feared existence in this new world. While he's battling crippling social anxiety on the inside, everyone else is losing their minds over his unstoppable power. And as he journeys with his clueless summoners, trying to find a way home, he's forced to balance being the ultimate demon king while dealing with the chaos these two constantly stir up.
Number 7, Akashic Records of Bastard Magic Instructor. Taking the 7th spot is Glenn Radars from Akashic Records of Bastard Magic Instructor. When this lazy substitute teacher first stumbled into the prestigious Alzano Imperial Magic Academy, everyone thought it was some kind of joke. Showing up late, sleeping during classes, and not even bothering to wear the proper instructor uniform, Glenn Radars seemed like the textbook definition of a washout. His students, especially the talented Sistine, saw him as nothing more than an incompetent fool making a mockery of their elite magic academy. But beneath that slacker facade lies one of the most dangerous men in the empire. When push comes to shove, this supposedly useless teacher reveals why he was once the military's deadliest operative. His mastery of ancient magic and combat techniques turns him into an absolute monster on the battlefield. The looks of disbelief when this apparent good-for-nothing demonstrates magic that makes even veteran mages' jaws drop are simply perfect.
Number 6, The Daily Life of the Immortal King. Taking our 6th spot is Wang Ling from The Daily Life of the Immortal King. Wang Ling would rather daydream than participate in anything, trying his absolute hardest to be invisible, slouching in the back of the classroom, actively trying to get average grades, and doing everything possible to avoid standing out. His classmates and teachers write him off as just another unmotivated student who'd rather live in his own world than interact with anyone. But if they only knew that this ordinary kid has been suppressing his godlike powers since birth just to live a normal life. We're talking about someone who accidentally destroyed a demon king while still in his mother's womb, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. When situations force his hand, this supposedly average student can casually rewrite reality itself. The looks on everyone's faces when they realize this unassuming kid could probably sneeze away, the universe is absolutely priceless. Behind that carefully maintained facade of mediocrity lies the most powerful being in existence. He just wants to pass his classes and live a quiet life without accidentally destroying the world.
Number 5, World Trigger. Sliding into number 5, we meet Yuma Kuga from World Trigger. With his tiny stature, snow white hair, and crimson eyes, Yuma became his class's instant oddball the moment he stepped through the door. His classmates quickly wrote him off as that weird transfer student who doesn't quite get how things work, thanks to his peculiar way of speaking and bizarre reactions to everyday situations. Some even tried to make make him their personal punching bag. What these people don't realize is that they're messing with a combat prodigy who's been fighting for survival since he could walk. Whether it's mock battles or real combat, Yuma turns into an absolute monster that leaves everyone speechless. His tactical genius, combined with lightning fast reflexes and raw power, makes him nearly unbeatable in combat. Watching the shock on everyone's faces when this tiny weirdo absolutely demolishes top-ranked fighters is pure satisfaction. Behind that innocent smile lies a battle-hardened warrior who's forgotten more about combat than most will ever learn.
Number 4, Blue Exorcist. At number 4, we have Rin Okamura from Blue Exorcist. Rin was living his best life as a troublemaking teenager at a monastery, just trying to get by without starting too many fights. But one day, his whole life went to hell, literally, as he found out that his old man is the biggest bad of all demons, Satan himself. When demons start showing up at his doorstep, ready to drag him back home, his adoptive father sacrifices himself to protect Rin's secret, and that's how his life makes a 180. Finally learning about his true heritage and gaining control of his blue flames, the most powerful demonic ability there is, Rin decides to do the ultimate act of teenage rebellion by enrolling at True Cross Academy to become an exorcist, giving his demon dad the biggest middle finger possible. At the academy, Rin tries his best to keep his demonic powers under wraps, but when his friends are in danger, those blue flames come bursting out in spectacular fashion. Watching everyone's faces when they realize this seemingly normal student is actually wielding Satan's flames is priceless. From being looked down on as a delinquent to becoming one of the most powerful exorcists in training, Rin proves that sometimes the biggest threats come in unassuming packages.
Number 3, Noragami. Taking the bronze medal at number 3, we've got Yato from Noragami. At first glance, Yato seems like nothing more than a sketchy dude doing odd jobs for 5 yen, wearing a tracksuit that's seen better days, and dreaming about having his own shrine. This self-proclaimed delivery god spends his days doing whatever menial tasks he can find, from finding lost cats to cleaning bathrooms. Despite his dark past that he'd rather forget, he keeps a goofy smile plastered on his face, while most other gods look down on him as nothing more than a washed-up minor deity, barely worth acknowledging. But those who underestimate him learn the hard way that there's a reason they used to call him the god of calamity. When Yato gets serious, this seemingly harmless vagrant transforms into an absolute force of nature. With his regalia in hand, he moves faster than the eye can track, wielding power that makes even major gods think twice. The shock on his enemies' faces when they realize this pathetic god is actually an ancient deity who once painted battlefields red is absolutely priceless. Behind that goofy smile and discount clothing lies one of the most dangerous gods in existence. He just chooses not to show it until he absolutely has to.
Number 2, The Irregular at Magic High School. Coming in at our number 2 spot is Tatsuya Shiba from The Irregular at Magic High School. On paper, Tatsuya is just another student at first high school, and a second-rate one at that, relegated to the Course 2 students, aka Weeds, due to his supposedly poor practical magic scores. His calm, emotionless demeanor and acceptance of his lower status make most students write him off as just another unremarkable weed, despite being the brother of the perfect Course 1 student, Miyuki Shiba. But those who look down on him have no idea they're messing with someone nicknamed the God of Destruction. Behind that stoic facade lies a strategic genius with combat abilities that would make military commanders weep. His true powers can break down and rebuild matter at will, nullify any magic thrown his way, and have combat awareness that borders on precognition. When he finally reveals even a fraction of his true abilities, watching the shock on everyone's faces, from arrogant classmates to hardened criminals, is absolutely glorious. The guy doesn't just win, he dominates in a way that makes his so-called elite peers look like they're playing in easy mode.
Number 1, Mob Psycho 100. And claiming our number 1 spot is none other than Shigeo Mob Kageyama from Mob Psycho 100. With a name literally meaning background character and a personality to match, Mob is the definition of blending into the crowd. Just your average middle school kid with a bowl cut trying to navigate through life while working part-time at a fraudulent psychic's office. His classmates barely notice him, and those who do often mistake his quietness for weakness. Even his master Reigen sees him as just a useful helper for his fake exorcism business. But push this unassuming kid too far, and you'll learn why they say still waters run deep. Behind that expressionless face lies the most powerful Esper in existence. Those percentage counters aren't just for show. When they hit 100%, Mob unleashes psychic powers that can reshape entire cities. Watching cocky Espers and evil spirits realize this awkward middle schooler can literally lift mountains and exorcise city-destroying spirits with a thought is absolutely magnificent. From school bullies to self-proclaimed psychic leaders, everyone who underestimated this background character learns the hard way that sometimes the most dangerous person in the room is the quiet kid trying his hardest not to stand out.
And that wraps up our list of characters who took Surprise to a whole new level. Time to show that subscribe button what you're made of. Hit Hit it with all the power of a sealed demon lord. Don't forget to let us know which secret powerhouse is your favorite, and we'll catch you in the next video.